live. Welcome to the very first Grow With Me Live. Here, I'm losing my voice already, and we just started. I am excited to be here with you live, not on a video that I normally do once every week, but live here in my garden, which is right outside of Boulder, Colorado. I am in Zone 6A, and I just want to share with you some communication is really what I'm thinking about with all of this, and how, sometimes gardening can make us feel a little isolated, which most days is very nice, but it's also nice to get feedback, ask questions, those kind of things. So that's why I thought I would come on here live on Wednesdays at noon, halfway through the week, and just talk about whatever we're going to talk about. And today I thought the focus would be sweet peas, because I've got sweet peas on my mind. And so I hope that all this technology goes well, because this is the first time I've ever done a live. So here we go. My name is Sherry, and just for those of you who don't know me, I have had the opportunity to spend a lot more time in my garden. I hate to say fully retired, but I somewhat retired about 2 years ago. And I've been able to do these YouTube videos and spend more time in my garden. And I'm actually writing, oh, sweet pea, you. Thank you. My husband just said you're my sweet pea, and I like that a lot. And my husband, and I want to do a shout out to my husband Ed too, because he is the bronze behind this garden. He does all the irrigation and the heavy lifting. So without him, I couldn't do, well, I could do a lot of it, but it would be a lot harder. Let me just put it that way. All right, so let me go ahead and just talk a little bit about sweet peas, because that's what I really wanted to focus on. And one of the things I wanted to share with you today is this book called Sweet Pea School. And it is by Marin Mathis. I hope, Marin, I'm saying your name right. But it is just such a gorgeous book, and it even made me fall in love with sweet peas even more. And I will tell you, my very first story with sweet peas, I thought they were peas. I had no idea that sweet peas were a flower. I just thought, like other peas, they were a flower, then they turned into a pea. Well, turns out they are this lovely flower, which I have snipped one off for you here today. And they can bloom pretty much the whole season through. They love cool weather. Like right now here in our area, we've been having high temps in the 90s. So they've been a little sad, but they need a lot of extra water because of that, some extra compost. And one of the things that will help you to keep your sweet peas lasting all season through is that your sweet peas, once the flower fades, it will turn into this pea on this long stalk for the most part. And I've got many here to show you, but it'll turn into that. And so you want to snip these off when you see them, because that's what will keep your sweet peas lasting for the whole season. Otherwise, they're just going to fade out. They're just going to get, all the energy of the plant is going to go. This is a little tiny one. Isn't that cute? All the energy of the plant is going to go into these, really what they are seed pods. And they are not peas, and you do not want to eat them for sure. But they're seed pods that you can actually use going into the next season. So that is what's really cool about these as well. But you want to get them snipped off on a regular basis. I look at the same thing with pansies. Pansies are like that as well, where they like cool weather. So when it gets hot like this, my pansies are fading, but some that I have in pots, those that are like within the garden, and I have a lot of, I can't deadhead all of them. It just would take too much time. But some that like I have on my front porch, I will deadhead them, and they will last throughout the season, because the heat is so hard on them. But when you are able to give that strength back to the flowers that are there and take all the extra, sometimes even leaves. If you have leaves that are just died back, get them off your plants in this heat, because this heat, whew, it's hard on us. It's even harder on our plants. So keep that in mind. Uh, but this book, let me just come back to the book for a minute. There are so many gorgeous pictures in this book that also just talk about all the elements of growing them. It goes through the basics. This woman who wrote this book, she actually has a flower farm in which she grows them, the photography. And the photographer is Christine Chitness. Beautiful photography, absolutely gorgeous. This is one of those books that you love to just read on a winter's day and just imagine your garden in the year ahead. But I highly recommend it. I have a link here in the description that over to my Amazon store, which has a link to this book. And again, it's called Sweet Pea School. Marin Mathis is the author. And Marin, shout out to you, because you just did a beautiful, beautiful job on this book. Really, number one. All right, so if you have questions, throw them my way. If you can't make it here live on Wednesdays, throw it to me in advance and I'll be sure to ask them. You can send them through this channel. I also have an Instagram channel over at Victory Girl. Grow You Girl here, Victory Girl on Instagram. Why? I don't know. That's just how life turned out to be. I'd love to know. I really want to get some one-on-one happening. I'm actually writing a book right now called Good Dirt. I've got most of the book done, but as I'm fine tuning and doing some of the final edits on it, I'd love to just talk to other gardeners and see what is happening in your world. There's 5 elements that I have in this book, which is the 5 elements of gardening. Number 1 is you gotta have good dirt. That's why I named the book Good Dirt. So what is happening in your soil right now? And one thing I will tell you, this time of year, in the heat of it all, compost. Your garden loves compost right now because it's getting dried out. You're having to water it more, and when you water it out, when you water a lot, you wash out a lot of your nutrients. So getting good compost in is really important. Organic compost is really important. And I will tell you, that's one of the things about me as well, is that I am an organic gardener. I just don't use pesticides in my garden at all. And because of that, I just feel like I'm being kinder to the birds and the bees and all the other creatures that live here in the garden. And do I get critters in my garden that I don't want? Absolutely. And, oh, hello to you too. Oh, you love my voice. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Is that, what was I saying? Is that there's many critters, that's what I was saying, there's many critters that I don't like. I have grasshoppers, not as bad this year. You'll notice in my garden I have like a metal fence around my garden, and that is to keep the grasshoppers out. Oh, you are from Bangladesh. Wow, welcome, welcome. That is amazing. uh, so I also this year got flea beetles in my tomatoes. Like, what in the heck, a flea beetle? Never heard of it before. I talked about it in last week's video. And if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel, because I do talk about a lot of these things in my weekly videos, which come out on Mondays. They were coming out on Sundays, but now we're coming out on Mondays with my victory letter. I do a victory letter that I write every Monday morning as well. So if you go to the channel, you can subscribe to that as well. And anyway, so there's critters. There's a lot of things wanting your garden's attention right now. So it really needs you more in the heat of summer than any other time. But again, back to those 5 elements. And again, so the good dirt, you also need sunshine, and really knowing where to place different plants in your garden so that you have the right sunshine for the right plants. And your plants are pretty much going to tell you. what they like and what they don't like, just by how they react. And if a plant is just starting to fade, either it's getting, and it's really in a sunny spot, it's getting too much. So you want to move that to a shadier spot, or sometimes you have it in a shady spot and it needs more sun. So sunshine is another one. Water, which they need more water than ever this time of year, depending on where you are. I'm curious, like in Bangladesh, what is the weather like there now? We're in the high 90s here in Colorado. Yeah, I think we even hit 100 this week, but we actually had an amazing rainstorm yesterday. That was so awesome. Brought the temperatures down a bit. It's hot again today, but the temperatures are going to start to go uh, down. And so we are in zone 6A, just outside of Boulder, Colorado, is where I hang out in my garden and where I live. I've actually been in this garden for the last, well, 30 plus years. I'll just say 30 plus years I've been gardening here in this garden, and it's changed a lot over the years. Raised my kids here. They used to, be around in the garden, and they come home now to visit the garden, which I absolutely love. All right, so we got dirt, sunshine, water, and what's the other thing that they need is oxygen. They need the air that we breathe. And sometimes you will find that some of your plants aren't doing so good because there's too many plants together. And so you've just got to make sure they've got good airflow and things are happening for them. I would love again to know what challenges you're finding in your garden. And again, just let me know. And when we come on here on Wednesdays, we will talk more about it. Let me just see if there's anything else. I think that's really about it. I just wanted to come on here for about 15 minutes today, and I am just about there. Keep strong during these summer months, because these are the times that we could find out it's too much, I don't want to garden anymore. And we just don't want to give up. Don't give up. Keep going. Find what your plants need from you right now in this summer month and go with it. And I will leave you with this thought about gardening today, and that is, when we grow gardens with intention, belief, and love, we cannot help but to grow ourselves in the process. So get out there, grow you girl, and I'll see you next week. My video will be here on Monday. I do shorts along the way too, so be sure to subscribe and they will come into your feed. And then Monday we have our videos come out, and then Wednesday we'll do the Grow You Live. So love you and love your garden, because it's great to be outside. All right, take good care.